Hello, welcome back to week 4 of Global Challenges. So congratulations on surviving the first 3 weeks. We've been doing some pretty full-on teamwork. So remember in that first week you had teamwork in small groups, so you were in groups of perhaps 6 to 8 people, and you were negotiating, doing a creative task, and then you came together and we created an amazing website that brought all your work together. So that's one kind of team working. Then you went off and had your workshops, depending on whether you're analysing global progress or collecting and understanding data or innovating for change. And we're going to be using the things you did in those workshops on our wikis. We're starting that today. And then last week we had that crazy massive activity where you were in 2 groups of almost 40 students in each group, and you exceeded all of our expectations. You showed some amazing team skills. You worked completely differently on the 2 sides of the room, but both created very effective timelines that brought together a whole range of different ideas that you're now going to draw on to create your topic wikis. So massive congratulations, you really impressed all the guests that we've had in. And me. I haven't seen students work together so effectively. It's been a real joy to watch it all happening in front of us. But now we're going to do something a bit different. So we're starting today 4 weeks of working in topic teams on your wikis. So this is going to be another type of team skill. You're going to be working in a dedicated team. You're going to have time to get to know each other. And every team is going to have a co-learner. Now you can use your co-learner however you want. You can put them to work on your wiki, you can get them to demonstrate different types of researching skills, or how to do referencing, or how to pull ideas together in a really brief and succinct way. You can ask them to help lead your group, or you can tell them to shut up and get in the background because you've got a really strong leader in the group already. It's really up to you. So they're there to support you and to show you really good and effective ways of working together, but not to take over your group. So I said that there's going to be 4 weeks of working on your wikis. That's going to start today. And we're doing these video briefings so that I don't have to interrupt you working as a team and take up all of your time at the start of the sessions. So you can play these videos when you want to. You can go back and look at them again later on. And I'm going to give you some tips in each one of what you should do in each of the weeks to create a really effective wiki overall. So 4 weeks. The first 3 weeks are going to be about creating your wiki. And then in the final week, you're going to be sharing your wiki with another team and also doing a bit of peer marking. So you're going to get a chance to mark the wiki of another team. And in the 3rd week, I'll give you the mark scheme so that you will be able to think about how you're marking other teams, which will mean that you'll look at your own wiki in a new way, and you'll probably nail every single element of that mark scheme. It always works really well. So that's how we're going to use those 4 weeks. So thinking about the 3 weeks that you're going to be working on your wikis. In the first week, so that's this week, what you should be thinking about is doing a team page, and also mapping out the scope and the definitions of the global issue that you've chosen. Also, what would be really good to do today is to think about how you're going to use your whole team. So delegate different tasks and map out how you're all going to contribute. So map contributions. In the 2nd week, you're going to want to spend most of your time doing research, and you might do that individually or together. So you're going to be gathering together all sorts of different types of information, and you might find things that somebody else in your team will find useful, so it's good if you can pool all those things together. So you might want a temporary page to gather all your research together. And you'll also want to begin writing your final contributions. So some pages, like your team page, the scope and definitions, they will be collaborative pages that you'll work on together. But there will also be space for you to write individual things. So for example, if you're from analysing global progress, you might take responsibility for some of the context, maybe identifying relevant goals and targets. If you're from collecting and understanding data, you might find individual data sources, and you might have a little case example. And if you're innovating for change, you might want to have a page about a particular innovation that you've been looking into, or maybe your own ideas for solving the problem. Then in the final week, you really need to come together and think about the format, style you're using, and the structure of your wiki. You'll need to spend time refining this together so that you can create a really effective wiki. So there'll be some time to put a little bit more writing together in this final week, but you should really leave time for this formatting, style and structure. So just to come back to today, what I really want you to focus on are these things up here. So these will be for the future weeks. So at the end of today's session, we really want you to have a team page. Now your team page should list all your team members. It should have a team photo and perhaps individual photos as well. And we want to know who you are. So where are you from? What are you studying here at Imperial? And why are you interested in the global issue that you've picked? You should also have your scope and definitions page. So some teams have chosen something that's not really a global issue. You need to now really refine this and think about what is the global issue that relates to what you're interested in. Define the issue and also define what other things, so the scope, what other things will be included within that issue. And then you need to go away with a plan. So this could be written on your wiki, and it's very helpful if you do that because then everyone can refer back to the same thing. Who's going to look at what, who's going to contribute what, and how are you going to distribute the work across your whole team. So these are the 3 things that you need to be focusing on today.